Go, lie down. And it shall be, if he call thee, thou shalt say, Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. And the Lord came and stood and called as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel answered, Speak, for thy servant heareth. And the Lord said to Samuel, Behold, I will do a new thing in Israel, at which both the ears of everyone that heareth it shall tingle. Praise the name of the Lord. I said, praise the name of the Lord. I want to look at that word in verses 10 and 11. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. And the Lord said to Samuel, Behold, I will do a new thing in Israel. The Bible said, this young man, of course you follow the story, has been serving in the master's house from his childhood. As soon as he was weaned, he was brought to the temple of God. And he began to live in that place. And the young man has been observing his master over the years. Of course, he lives in that house. They pray together. They go worship together. They go serve God together. He has observed the master over the time. And so, a day came. God wanted to communicate something to Israel. And I guess when that was coming through the small boy Samuel, he couldn't believe it was him. He couldn't believe God can be speaking to him. So he felt the only one that can speak to him was the master. The boy at that time believed that the only one that can speak to him this time was the master. He didn't know that God can also speak to a small boy. So he just went to the master. You called me. Master said, I didn't call you. Go back and sleep again. And he went back and slept again. God also prompted me again. I want to talk to you. I want to speak to you. I want to show you something. The boy still felt, well, God doesn't communicate to people like us. We're still small boys. He went back to the master. Master, you called me. He said, I didn't call you. Go back and sleep. That's the second time. By the third time, the master sensed the signal. This boy can't be just coming to me to ask me, you're calling me. He must be hearing something. Because he has been with this man over the years. And now, the master said to the boy after the third time, if you hear that voice again, I know it's God. Don't come to me again this time. Tell him, Lord, speak, for your servant is attentive. I want to hear you now, Lord. No longer my master, no longer Eli. And so the Bible said, as soon as the boy went back to lie down again, this now the fourth time, the Lord spoke again. Samuel, Samuel. He didn't make any mistakes again. He didn't go back to to Eli. He just told the Lord what the master told him. He said, Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. And immediately after the word the boy uttered, the Lord spoke to him. And he said, I'm going to do a new thing in Israel. I will do something new that you've never seen before. And he says, the thing I will do, the ears that hear will tingle. And I began to wonder. From time God has been leading them from Egypt, the things he was doing on the way were things that when ears hear it, they will tingle. One of them was the crossing of the Red Sea. And I began to imagine how is what we hear now in our ears and it tingles. Praise the Lord. You saw when they were in Jericho, they were going to march through Jericho. Soldiers that should carry arms, they know how to fight battles. The Lord said, don't carry arms today. We're going to march without any arms. Just walk around. Just sing praise. And then the wall will crumble down. And then suddenly they obeyed God. And the wall eventually crumbled. Praise the Lord. This is each time you hear this had done in the past, they make your ear tingle. Makes me what kind of thing is this? The Bible says 3 kings were against the king of God, a king serving God, and then he said, you're not going to fight again. Just don't fight. Get singers. Let them go and sing for me. And then soldiers who know how to fight didn't come with their arms. They allowed choir masters, choir singers to go and sing. And as they were singing,